Hello and welcome to Financial Education for the Nation. I hope you're well. Where I am today, it is very blistery and windy, so hopefully you're somewhere safe and warm. I'm joined today by the lovely Paul, and we're going to have a chat today about National Credit Day, which really should be National Debt Day, which is the 18th of October, third Thursday in October of every year. And we're going to try and demystify a bit of information about credit or debt. How are you, Paul?
I'm good, thanks, Warren. Are you well?
I'm very good, yeah, very good. Glad I'm inside. I look outside and it's very, very, very autumnal. So lots of wind, lots of leaves on the ground. Quite a nice time of year, really, as long as the rain holds up. I'm not so keen on the rain.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, let's get into autumnal credit/debt then. So credit cards, they're pretty easy to get. Some of them have tasty introductory offers. We're a nation built on credit, right?
No, we don't have to be, though. We don't have to be. And this is the thing. I think what we are is creatures of habit. And if we get a credit card, it seems then that is natural and normal for us to do that. It's like having the glass of wine after work, coming in, having the glass of wine, and then it becomes habitual to do that. And the amount of wine goes from a glass up to a bottle and then can sometimes get out of hand. We don't have to use credit cards regularly. Let's try and make sure we don't make this part of our general spending. You know? Okay,
so National Credit Day, National Debt Day. What should we be thinking about? I mean, lots of people have lots of personal debt, and lots of it's on credit cards, and it's weighs very heavily around you. We like to talk about things in terms of weight as humans, and it weighs very heavily around you. And can we use this day to kind of think about that and do something about it?
Do you know what? I think it's a great day to do that. It's a great day to get organized. And just because if you are in debt, it doesn't mean you have to stay in debt, okay? One of the first things you can do is take your head out of the sand. If it's in the sand, I'm not being disrespectful here. Some of you will be completely aware of your position and struggling with it. Others of you will not want to face up to the reality of the position you're in. But the thing is, let's face up to it. Let's get organized. And, step one of the money plan is, what's your outcome? So let's set an outcome. What's our outcome? Our outcome is to get debt free. Maybe, it's not for me to tell you what your outcomes are, but maybe it's to get free. Step two, let's get financially well organized. Let's organize ourselves. And there's some great spreadsheets on my site, warrenshute.com. We can download those. And the step one really is, let's ring up our credit card providers. You may never have spoken to them. Well, let's go online and get the information we need. So we need to know the account number. We need to know the balance. We need to know the interest rate. We need to know the minimum payment. And if it's a loan, we also need to know the term, the duration. So when is the loan being planned to be repaid by? So let's get organized. Let's get that information up on screen on our spreadsheets to know where we are. That's step one. Step two is then to say, right, can I get a better rate of interest than I'm currently paying? Now, I'm not a huge fan of consolidation. I don't think transferring all your credit cards onto one credit card, even if it's interest-free, is such a great move, because we are physical beings run by our emotions. And I don't care if you are 65 years old or 5 years old. You like a pat on the back. You like to say, hey, good job, well done. And unfortunately, as adults, unless we're in a work environment, we've got a great boss, very few people pat us on the back and say, well done, you did a great job. So we have to learn and teach ourselves, give ourselves a pat on the back. So we want to get wins. We want to get wins, and I call it a dopamine Scooby snack. It's almost like that bite you have, it makes you feel good. And what I want you to do is, by having your debt separate, but on the lowest interest rate, when we pay one of them off, we get a win. We get a, yes, I did it. I did it. No one else. You did it. You paid that debt off. And by consolidating, that win comes so much further down the line. You don't get to pay the debt off quickly. By having your debts separate, so individual credit cards, you get those psychological wins quicker. And that's the only reason. That is the only reason I tell you to keep your credit cards and your loans separate and not to consolidate them, is I want you to get wins when you pay them off. But I'm not foolish. Let's try and get the best interest rate within reason that you can get. If you're going to switch from 14% to 13.5%, hey guys, don't waste your time. Focus on how you can raise more money. Okay, so list all your credit cards out and then organize them, and the spreadsheet does this for you, in order of balance, with the smallest balance first. Okay, so we're putting the smallest balance first, largest balance last, and for most of you, the largest balance will eventually be your mortgage, but often we don't include our mortgage on here because we want to make it more manageable for ourselves. And then we pay onto that the minimum payment onto each account. So the minimum committed payment on each account. We want to maintain our credit rating. We don't want to screw up our credit rating, not because I want new credit cards next time, but if we want to get a better mortgage rate to lower our mortgage rate, we want to maintain our credit card rate, our credit score. So minimum payment on every account, never miss a payment. And then we pay our snowball, which is the surplus money we have over each month, which needs to be at least 12.5% of our gross income, onto the smallest credit card, which will be at the top of your list, or the smallest debt. What we're doing is we're rapidly, aggressively doing whatever it takes to pay that debt down and getting rid of it. So that debt's gone. And then we repeat the process by rolling the snowball over, which now includes the 12.5% plus the minimum payment on the first debt. We roll it all over onto the second debt. And we do exactly the same process onto the second debt. And by having these individual cards rather than consolidation, we're getting a win every time we pay one off. And the spreadsheet we've got online will show you when that debt will be repaid. There's a nice chart on there so you can see when it gets paid. I use it with my clients in my financial planning practice. If they come in, they've got lots of debt, unsecured, I'll put that on there and I'll show them, and I'll put them on a program, a debt repayment program, so we get rid of it. That's really fundamental for us to do. Get rid of the unsecured debt. So it's called National Credit Day, but we really should call it National Debt Day, because that's what it really is. With this misconception, we have a credit card. It's not, it's a debt card. Because as soon as we spend on it, we're in debt. We're indebted to the credit card company. Okay, so let's get organized. Let's put them in order of balance first, smallest at the top, largest at the bottom. Let's make sure we can get the lowest rate of interest, particularly on the larger balances. And let's do whatever it takes to aggressively pay off the smallest balance. Before I go on to how to come up with ideas of creating more money to do that, any questions? Does that make sense to you, Paul?
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, makes sense. It's quite different to the normal systems where you pay off the highest interest rate first, but it's interesting what you're talking about, that psychological win.
It does. I think that system's called the avalanche system, okay, because they brand things, they put names on it. In the spreadsheet, I'm pretty certain it does allow you to compare the two, and it shows you the amount of interest you're going to pay. So whether you're on the snowball, which is the smallest balance first, or the avalanche, which is paying off the highest interest first, shows you which one is better for you overall. But it's like a diet, okay? You will lose more weight quicker if you just don't eat, okay? It's simple, it's not rocket science. Don't eat anything, only drink water. You will lose weight very, very quickly if you stay on the program. And you're not going to, are you? It's like saying to me, you're never gonna have pizza again, Warren. You're on a diet, you're never gonna eat pizza, you're never gonna have a beer with your friends. I might last a couple of weeks, maybe, you know. I actually went 12 weeks once. And you're not as much fun at the end of it, honestly. You're not as much fun. So it's about consistency. This is about life. Life isn't the destination. Life isn't something that we live when we arrive there, because that's the exit door. That's when it's over. Life is our journey, what we're enjoying right now. So it's about making smart decisions day in, day out to squeeze as much fun and enjoyment as we can out of life, by also planning for the future as well. So going back to diets, sensible eating plan. We want some pizza, we want some wine, let's have it, but let's not have it every single night because we'll become unhealthy. Same with the debt. Let's make sure we're paying off regularly and being smart with our debt and getting it down rather than just trying to cram it all in one month and try and get it all off in one go. Also, we like that reward. We like that reward. And if your biggest balance is the highest interest rate, it's going to take a long time to do that. And you're not going to get that pat on the back. You're not going to get that doping scooty snap.
Okay, so you mentioned there the idea of what we might be able to do to earn a bit more and to clear that debt a bit quicker. So what sort of things do you recommend?
Okay, so again, step one, let's get organized. Money flowing in, money flowing out. Let's look at the money coming in. If you're on a modest income, okay, so if you're just about getting by, you've got children, why don't you go onto a website called Entitled To? Let's have a look, see if you're entitled to any benefits. Wonder if there's anything else you can have coming in. So what we want to do, we can do one of two things. We can increase cash inflows. So in other words, we can earn more money, we can get more money coming in, or we can reduce cash outflows. We can spend less on certain things. It's not rocket science, guys, but it's logical. Let's have a look at the money coming in. Can we get any more money coming in? So can we get a pay rise? Can we work overtime? Can we add more value to our boss whereby they get more income so we get more income? Can we just go to them and say, what would need to happen in order for me to earn more money here? Now, I appreciate some of you will be on pay scales and grades and you just can't do that, and I respect that. So then you need to think outside of the box. Can you do any work at home? Can you do some freelancing in? This environment with technology is wonderful that we can take our skills and compete with the big boys. So can we do something like selling our skills online? Can we sell unwanted items? And this is the best time of year for you to clear out all of your things in your house that you haven't used for 12 months because we're running up to Christmas. In the run up to Christmas, people are looking online. I managed to sell a pair of doors the other day that we've just taken down. I was going to throw them out. And my wife said, well, why don't we just try and sell them? And we just sold a pair of doors. So there's so much things you can sell quite easily. Facebook Marketplace is an easy thing for you to use for that. Use eBay, use other online sites that you can sell your unwanted goods. And if you've got the box, even better. Package them up, sell them. Don't ask for top dollar. Just try and get them out the door. Okay, so you've got going to your employer, looking for adding more value. You can do that. Working overtime, maybe taking a second job, maybe selling things online, like unwanted items in the house, or even just going and trying to sell your services online through different contracting sites. So lots of different ways for you to get creative. And sometimes glass of wine, bit of thought process, pen and paper, and try to think, how can I get a bit more creative? How can I, ask yourself the question, what would need to happen in order for me to earn more money? And write down all your ideas, keep brainstorming. So that's money coming in, money going out. Let's get organized. Let's list all our direct debits, all our regular payments, which basically is our bills account. If you're running the bank account system, that will be the bills account. Run through each one. Can I get this item, same experience for less? Do I need it? Do I want it? Can I get the same experience for less? Same mantra. Let's go through it. Utilities are a great thing for that. There's some links on my spreadsheet that you can click through and check out and get some lower rates. Can you cut anything out? Do you really need that much data on your mobile phone? Can you get a lower tariff? Do you really need the Sky or the cable package? Can you use Freeview or FreeSat? Looking through that and looking at your monthly or your weekly WAM, your spend. Can you reduce your weekly spend in any way on the basis of, this isn't going to be forever. This is until the debt's gone. So let's have a look at your spending patterns. And there's a financial advisor in the States who's made a living out of the latte factor. The latte factor is basically everyone thinks it's about coffee. It's not really about coffee. It's your incidental spends. So one of the things that I did recently, my wife initiated, was buy a water bottle, a flask, because we drink a lot of water in our family, and we were finding we're going out. Our driver was primarily around the environment, trying to reduce the amount of plastic we use, but actually it saved a fortune. So we now just take water wherever we are. And you'll be surprised, taking that bottle to a public place. We was in London the other day. Would you fill this up for us? They're quite happy just to fill it up with tap water. So that's one easy way, doing that. Taking coffee from home, taking your lunch in from home rather than buy it from home. Why don't you do yourself an exercise and write down what you spend on these miscellaneous items and see if you can reduce it. Reduce that, reduce your WAM, more money left over, that can go onto your debt as part of your snowball.
Okay, so as so often with these things, it's about changing your mindset, isn't it, really? It's about looking at things from a different perspective and getting organized in a different way.
It is, because if we do what we've always done, we'll get what we've always got. And you have to change your process, your actions, to get a different result. I think someone said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. We have to change where we are. And just because you've done something in the past, it doesn't mean you have to do that in the future. Challenge yourself. Do you need to pay for your cable? Do you need to pay for your Sky package? Could you go onto FreeSat or Freeview? What can you reduce? And literally interrogate each and every single item on your expenditure sheet to challenge yourself to reduce it down.
Great stuff as always. Thanks, Warren. Time to get smart about that, eh?
I think so. You know what? Let's just get rid of that unsecured debt. Use the snowball method. It's much more motivating. Increase your inflows, reduce your outflows, and let's get rid of it once and for all. This could be something you start now and make sure it's gone. Maybe next year. What a great idea that would be. With that surplus money, go and boost yourself. Go and get yourself a gift or something.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks as always for the wisdom.
No worries. All right. Thanks, Paul. Take care.